Hi, welcome to another episode of Teletherapy Tuesday. I wanted to do something a little different this week. Normally on Teletherapy Tuesdays, I show a mock therapy session of something that I typically do just to give teachers and parents an idea of what they can do in their lessons. But today I wanted to take this time to talk to my parents at Eastside Elementary School and also for parents in general of children ages from pre-K to first grade. That's sort of the early intervention period of time. And there are a lot of things you can do at home to help promote speech and language skills with your kids. When I was in grad school, I came up with a list of different handouts that I gave to parents. So I wanted to go over one of them with you today just so you can see that there's some things you can do that are very simple and you can do them at home with everyday activities and only take 10-15 minutes out of your day to just kind of promote speech or language with your child. So what I want to do today is I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to pull up my parent handout for early intervention skills. Okay, so this is my parent handout, speech and language early intervention. So you can go over and read this in your spare time, but this is all based on evidence-based research. Okay, these are different strategies you can use with your child. For example, we call this parallel talk. All that means is making comments on what the child is seeing or doing. So if you're playing a game with your child, here comes Barbie. Barbie is hungry. She goes to the kitchen. Barbie opens fridge. She is going to cook. Okay, this way I'm promoting language, even though it's playing. Playing is how our children grow at this stage of the game. So when they're in pre-K to first grade, play-based learning is really the best way to motivate them and also the best way to really develop their speech and language skills. So now this can work. Now say you're working with a child who, is playing with cars. You can do the same thing. Oh, here comes the car. The car wants to go fast. Car goes down. You do. Car goes down. You see how simple it is? And at the same time, I'm using simple words, simple two-word phrases, simple sentences to just kind of promote and model language for the child. Another thing you can do is called self-talk. Just describe what you're doing. Okay, so you're just providing words to describe actions without expecting the child to respond. You're using short and simple language. You're modeling it during your daily routines. So for example, we are shopping. We need apples. Let's find fruits. There they are. 1, 2, 3. I'll put them in my cart. Okay, that's just something simple you can do when you're shopping. You can also do that when you're cooking at home, okay? For example, oh, we have to make tacos for dinner tonight. Do you want chicken or steak tacos? Ooh, chicken. Let's put some adobe on this chicken. Let's put some salt on the chicken. Let's put pepper on the chicken. Okay, we're modeling language. We're doing it in a daily routine. It really doesn't take a lot of time. And now you're incorporating that in your cooking. So you're killing two birds with one stone, so to speak. So you're getting all these things done, but you're also promoting language at the same time. Now there's another strategy, it's called +1 routine. So you're just modeling a phrase one longer in length than the child's utterance, okay? This exposes the child to language slightly above their current level, okay? This is just a fancy way of saying little car, okay? For example, like the child says car and the parent says little car. These combinations can include a noun and a verb, daddy go, blow bubble, go kitchen, car go down. We're modeling those two-word phrases and we're playing with the child at the same time. Because again, this is the period of time where the child really learns the best through play. Okay, now there are a couple other strategies I want to talk about. We can reduce the number of questions and increase the number of statements made to the child. So make 3 comments for each question asked. basically what we're trying to say is asking too many questions can limit the child's opportunities to use language spontaneously. So we don't want to ask too many questions. There's like a nice balance. At the same time, we don't want to ask too little questions. So basically just giving the child a chance to respond on their own. Okay, now when we talk about verbal routines, this allows the child to practice predictable words with a familiar set of words. So for example, they can include a phrase used in certain activities or nursery rhymes. So if I'm doing this with a child, I might be singing a song like A, B, and look at the child like, okay, what comes after A, B? We're singing the A, B song. Or A, B, C, D, E. What letter comes next? I can't remember. And just see if he'll respond and give you that right word or letter. And you can also do this with like nursery rhyme songs. Twinkle, twinkle, little. Oh, I forget what that word is. Is it sun or star? Which one? Twinkle, twinkle, little, and see if they do it. And if they're not doing it, then maybe even model it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. And then twinkle, twinkle, little, and see if they fill in the blank, so to speak. Another thing you can do at home is just kind of arrange the environment so the child has to request for something that they really enjoy. So for example, say you know Johnny loves goldfish, and most of the time you just give him goldfish, or you put the goldfish in the kitchen where he can get them himself. Well, now put the goldfish on top of the fridge, and if Johnny's pointing, okay, Johnny, what do you want? And he keeps pointing. I want goldfish. Okay, Johnny, you say, I want goldfish. Or I want goldfish, want goldfish. Okay, we just want to model the correct way of using language. Make them ask, make them request things. That's a way to get them really motivated. Like he really wants that goldfish. So if he's capable of saying the model language you give him, he's going to say it. Now, when we talk about repetitive books and songs, these books and songs with repetitive words, they're really easily memorized by children. It gives the children the ability to use words to finish parts of stories. When reading to your child, sit with the child facing you so the child can watch your mouth and face. Use inflection, hand gestures, facial expressions to exaggerate meaning. So you just want to make the story very interesting. Give the characters voices. Oh, how is the character feeling in this story? Why do you think he feels that way? Give them some choices, that kind of thing. When we talk about focus stimulation, we're just providing a lot of multiple models and functional words, okay? For example, go and open, down and up, more and all done. Okay, so if we're talking about open the door, open the refrigerator, open the window, okay, all day you can ask him to do things with that word open and show him what you're doing. When we talk about an extension, we're just adding new information to your child's sentence, okay? So for example, child says mommy in, and then the parent might say, mommy is in the house. We can also do recast. So for example, when your child says, I know that, you can say, you knew that. Wow, that's great that you knew that. So basically you're correcting their sentence without saying, hey, you said that wrong. But now they understand, okay, you're supposed to say, I knew that instead of I knew that. Now this is really important to point out. This is on my handout. These are a bunch of different suggested activities you can do with your child. You can read repetitive books and ask who and what question. You can also ask when, where, and why questions depending on the level of where the child's at. These are some of my personal favorites. Are you my mother? Brown bear, what do you see? Chicka chicka, boom boom, no David. That's a really good one, and that's a recent author. And Pete the cat, I love my white shoes. That's a big one too. Now here are some other things you can do. During grocery shopping, talk about what you'll need to buy, what meals you're going to make, and describe shapes, weight, and sizes of food. You can play interactive games at home, such as cleaning house or racing cars. And you're just going to follow the child's lead, make comments about what the actions the child is making. Okay. Oh, look, Tommy is making the car go fast. Car go fast. Place simple objects in a box. Have your child remove an item and describe what it is and what it's called. You can do that in a hat or even in a shoe or something. You can hide an object somewhere and just have him pull it out and describe it to you. You can also do this when driving your car, playing an I Spy game with your child. Make comments about what shapes and colors you see to the child. Now, when we're talking about some other daily routines while feeding, bathing, or dressing the child, just talk about what you're doing. Talk about where you are going or what events you have planned for the day. Do it in simple language, simple sentences, so the child can understand and eventually model that language. Even when you're watching TV, talk to the child about what he's watching. Look, there's Dora. What's Dora doing? Where's Swiper? Swiper, no Swipey. So child any child TV show that you see the child watching, those are usually really good ways to get the child motivated. He's watching the show he loves, and now you can just talk about that show with him. And Dora is a really good one because Dora in general just sort of models language and asks questions inside the show. But a lot of these little kid shows are set up in a way that's really good to promote language. So it'd be really simple for you to just watch the show with them and talk to them about it. In the kitchen, you can have your child name plates, bowls, cups, and knives. We call this labeling in language therapy. So, Johnny, what is this? This is a knife. We use a knife to cut up our food. And you can talk about where they're organized, talk about what you're cooking for dinner, give them choices. You can even incorporate prepositions and following directions by telling the child, put the plate on the table. Now the plate is under the table. Now the plate is to the side of mom. Now the plate is above mom. So those kind of things. Another thing I tell parents is make some crafts with your child. Go on Pinterest. It's a great resource. For example, we made snowmen out of cotton balls. And we had the child paste it on a blue piece of paper, and we talked about what they were doing, having the child follow simple one-step directions. And then we also talked about snow and how snow happens in colder climates and what is the climate. Another thing you can do is go on a leaf hunt outside. If you don't have leaves, then you can go collect different flowers and talk about the different shapes and sizes of the flowers. Talk about the seasons when you see the flowers bloom. And again, you can use prepositions. Put the flower in the bag or put the leaf under the bag. Anyway, that was just my short little presentation about different things you can do at home to promote speech and language for early intervention. So again, this is for parents of kids from pre-K to about first grade. I would even say that some of these strategies could be used with older elementary kids, and definitely for children basically from 2, I would say, to 7. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. I'm going to post this handout on Class Dojo. And if you would like a copy of the handout, please just let me know. I'll be happy to send it to you. I did create this during graduate school. It's very recent, and it also has references that are all ASHA based. That's the American Speech Language Hearing Association. So they're all very credible resources. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Teletherapy Tuesday. Tune in every Tuesday. You'll see different activities I do with the kids, and I'll try to send out more informational videos for parents. All right, take it easy. Have a good week. Bye.